guys, so as of today, I'm almost 27 weeks pregnant, which means I'm this close to my third trimester. I feel like this is officially the last stretch of me being pregnant, and I've enjoyed every single bit of my pregnancy. However, the past week or two, and I'm sure a lot of it has to do with the fact that my baby shower was this last week and I had a lot of family in town, but this last week or two, I have been feeling so pregnant. The most pregnant I have felt throughout my entire pregnancy. I don't really want to say that my pregnancy has been super smooth because it hasn't, and I have been high risk throughout my entire pregnancy. However, I've been blessed with little to no symptoms this far, and as of this last week, I am full of symptoms. I'm officially at the point where I can't sit comfortably, I can't stand comfortably, I can't lay down comfortably, and yeah, I'm definitely feeling it. So we had our 26-week doctor's appointment this last week, and as far as weight gain for myself and the babies, everything is looking really good. Up to this point in my pregnancy, I've gained a total of 26 pounds, which sounds like a lot, and I really shouldn't be expected to gain any more than the normal 40 for a triplet pregnancy. But even if I do gain a little bit more, that's okay with me. I figured that it's my first pregnancy. If I gain extra weight, then whatever. But yeah, I've gained 26 pounds. I believe that throughout the rest of my pregnancy, it will pretty much be about a pound a week. So I'm assuming I'll gain a total of 35 to 40 pounds, depending on how much I swell at the end as well. So like I said, I'm 27 weeks, but I will be pregnant up until week 35. So I feel like I've officially reached my max as far as how big my belly can get. Like, I'm not sure. I know that it can stretch more, but I do not know how I could get much bigger than how I am now. And I will show you my belly. But yeah, I'm just officially uncomfortable. As far as the baby's weight gain, they're doing so amazing. I'm so proud of them for sharing equally, because if you're a mom of multiples, or if you've watched my previous videos, you know that having multiples is a risk just because they're sharing a placenta. So all the nutrients have to be shared equally so that they gain equally, so no baby is getting too much and one baby is getting too little. So this last week, when they measured all of the babies, baby A and baby C are 2 pounds and 2 ounces, and baby B is 2 pounds and 4 ounces, which is really exciting because baby B has always been the smallest of all 3 babies. So she's officially pulling ahead, and that's normal. The doctor said that every week one baby may be ounces heavier, and the next week she may be falling behind a little bit, so that's totally normal and expected. It also makes me really happy that specifically of the 3 babies, the one that is pulling ahead a little bit is one of the identical twins, just because if you've watched my last video, you know that twin to twin transfusion is definitely a high risk, and it's no longer a risk after 24 weeks, but it is reassuring just to know that during the ultrasound, as long as they see a full bladder and a full belly from all the babies, there's no risk at all for that. So the fact that all their weights are good and all their bellies and bladders are full makes me really happy. So following our doctor's appointment, we finally were able to go to the hospital and see what the NICU looked like. The NICU tour was really informative, really overwhelming, and it just helped Steve and I put into perspective not exactly what to expect, considering this pregnancy is really all about the unexpected, which is what makes us so high risk. But it just helps us put it into perspective, so we at least have a vision in our mind before we go of what to expect. So initially when we got there, we were able to sit down with a social worker, and we talked to her for about 30 to 45 minutes. And the reason that they have you meet with a social worker ahead of time is because they want to answer any questions that you may have up front. They go over whether you've ever had a history of depression. They answer questions from insurance to breastfeeding, and they try to fill you with as much knowledge as possible so that they set you up for success. One thing that they did let us know, which is really reassuring, is that we can have as many visitors as we want. You will have to be accompanied by Steve or I, but for all the family and friends that are wondering, if you come to Florida shortly after the babies are born and they're still in the NICU, can you go see them? The answer is yes. The one downfall regarding visitors is that you have to be 18 years or older to see the babies in the NICU, and it completely makes sense why. but my little sister is 16 and we're 10 years apart, but she's one of my best friends. And it's really hard for me to know that there's a chance that she can't see the babies for weeks after they're born. And I understand that there are much larger concerns when you have babies in the NICU, but just to know that my little sister is going to want to meet my first babies and I'm going to want her to meet them and she won't be able to initially just really makes me upset. What does give me a little peace of mind though is that the social worker did say that we can plan on having the babies in there up until their due date. So I will be, not induced, but they will take the babies 5 weeks early at week 35. So just to kind of give us an idea as far as how long they're going to be in the NICU, we can plan to have them there for 5 weeks. They did say that they learn to start sucking and latching at around week 34 to 35. So aside from low birth weight, we're hoping that the biggest issue will just be that they just have to learn how to latch and start sucking so that they can eat and breathe at the same time, because that's crucial before we ever take them home from the hospital. So as far as how the NICU is set up, it's set up in 8 pods is what they call them. So it's kind of like you walk in and then all of the pods are set up around you. We learned that pods 1 through 3 are the pods that are for the babies that require the most care. So for every 2 babies, there is 1 nurse. Those babies are typically the babies that, like I said, need extra love and care. Whether they're on a breathing tube still, a feeding tube, they need to be incubated. They're really teeny, delicate little babies. We didn't spend too much time in pods 1 through 3 because the lights are very dim in there. You have to be very quiet, and there were quite a few of us that went to the NICU tour, and we just didn't want to overwhelm the babies, but we were able to see this one little baby who was 2.5 pounds. He was born in September at 1 pound, and he's a little fighter, and hopefully he'll be graduating up to one of the higher, less care pods soon. But to see what a 2.5 pound baby looks like, it just really put into perspective how blessed I am that I am still carrying these babies at 27 weeks, because they pretty much are 2.5 pounds at this point. That little boy in particular was born at 22 weeks, and it's a miracle that he is even living, considering the babies, yes, you can live before week 24, but they don't really consider the babies viable until week 24. So like I said, we didn't really spend much time in pods 1 through 3, but we did go see the rest of the pods, pods 4 through 8, and those are obviously the pods where the babies require less care. So those pods are if the baby has a low birth weight, or if the baby just needs to grow a little bit more, or they need to learn how to latch and breathe at the same time. That's where those babies in particular go. So we're hopeful that that's where our girls will go. Like I've said a million times, a multiple pregnancy is unpredictable, but if I can make it to that 35 week mark that I'm hoping to make it to, then we can expect the babies to be well over 3 pounds, considering they already are 2.5. So aside from the NICU tour and symptoms and how the babies and myself are doing, Steve and I had our baby shower this last week, and it went so awesome. We were able to have a baby shower here at our home in Florida, as well as one in New York at my parents' house. And we set up FaceTime on our TV, so we were able to watch them and they were able to watch me. It was great because my mom set up the same game so that we were able to play games at the same time. And it wasn't flawless by any means because we're dealing with technology, but I would say that it was pretty much as good as it can get. So if any of my family or friends are watching this and you were here or there in New York, or just sent a gift, I love you so much and thank you, because my mind is put so much more at ease now. I would say we got 90% of the things that we needed. Now it's just up to Steve and I to go and get the rest of the baby supplies that we need. It did take me like 2.5 hours to open up gifts, and I was exhausted from doing that. It doesn't sound exhausting opening up gifts, but getting up and down repeatedly, it was exhausting. Before my mom left on Monday, we were also able to get a lot of the the things for the nursery set up. So I'm not gonna show you the nursery just yet. I really wanna wait until it's perfect and finished, but I would say the nursery is also probably 80% of the way there. Okay, so I would say that that's pretty much it for this update. I do have a few 4D pictures that I wanna show you, and I'll show you a picture of my belly. It may be a little difficult to see, but you can see her pudgy little lips and her nose, and her arm was over her head blocking it. And this baby is baby A, and I think I have one of baby C. Yeah, this one is baby C. It pretty much looks exactly the same. That's baby C. You can see her little lips and nose and eyes, and you can just assume that baby B looks exactly like that. Okay, I will go ahead and show you how huge my belly is this week. It's huge. I'm not really sure how much more the skin can stretch, but I'm sure it will. And yes, I'm wearing Christmas pajamas. I finally have stretch marks this week, which, like I've said, is totally fine, but one symptom I'm having is my belly is so itchy, and I've been lotioning it like 5 times a day. If anyone has something that they recommend for an itchy belly, please comment down below and let me know. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this update. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.